Hey team, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to take a look at how you can use your Fit3d Body Scanner and reporting to help generate leads and grow your business. This is for personal trainers or all health professionals, gym owners, dietitians, whether you're selling supplements, you're offering body contouring, you're a chiro, physio, etc. Now, I've never met a health professional yet that does not believe their product or service will benefit the client sitting in front of them. It's just sometimes health professionals really struggle to get the client to buy in to whatever product or service you're offering, even though you know if the client buys in to the top package that you're offering, that they're really going to gain good benefit for their health and wellness. So today we're just going to go through a Fit3d report, and I'll just look at some key metrics and images in the sales process where you can use those conversations to help give clients a nudge to buy your product or service. Once you're logged in and the client's had their scan for the first time, as an administrator, you'll just get access to the 3D images in front of you. Now, if you really want to make an impression on a client, you're going to have to jump out of the admin view and just get the client to log in as themselves. And when they log in as themselves, or they might just check their email on their phone as well as another way to do it, they can see the 3D image of themselves. That image, like numbers on a bit of paper or words, do nothing. They're meaningless. But this 3D image can really make something click in someone's brain and elicit change. And someone wants to say, hey, what can I do next? So I would encourage you to show people and be there when people first see their 3D image. The body shape rating score. So this is a very well-researched score. Basically, if you've got too much weight or distribution of your body shape around your stomach region or your torso, you're going to be in the red zone around here. And there is a strong correlation between being in this red zone and your risk of cardiovascular disease, multiple things, metabolic disease, high cholesterol, blood pressure, etc. It is well researched. We've even had clients where they have had a body scan. We've talked to them about being in the red zone, and within a few months, they've died. So if you have a product or service that you believe can help improve someone's health and body shape rating, you need to talk to them about what their body shape rating means, and you want to get them out of there ASAP. If you can get a client from a red zone towards the green zone, so this particular client over time has improved significantly. Even if you get a client from where they were in this red zone to the edge of the green zone, that will add years to their life, not just time to their life, but also quality. That's where the color-coded graphs, like clients just do not understand numbers alone on a bit of paper that they lose. If you can show them visually, combined with a number, combined with an image, it is, if you have a product or service that can improve their body composition, use this to your advantage. Use it to set goals and educate them of where they're at and how your product or service is going to help get them in this green zone. The same goes for body fat percentage. How is your product or service going to get them into this green zone? And give them the best offering that you've got and go from there. We do ourselves an injustice if we don't give them your top offering. Otherwise, if you just sort of half-heartedly say, oh, we'll see you every now and then, or try this product every now and then, and your client does not do well, they're just going to think that your product or service is not useful. So, yeah, offer the best package you can. The fat mass or the lean mass, again, if you're a personal trainer, for example, or you've got a product that can improve lean mass, it's a nice tool to use and say, hey, this is where you are here. We need to get you here. So yeah, use a graph to your advantage. In terms of posture reporting, so if you're like a chiropractor or a physiotherapist, it's really hard to, even trainers really, anyone in the health industry that deals with posture or pain prevention or exercise performance, it's really hard to just tell someone, oh, you've got poor posture. But if you can visually show someone their posture, again, like the 3D images for body composition, it just something clicks when you visually see your image. In this particular example, This guy's head is 6.2 centimeters further forward than zero, the plumb line, which is optimal. Now, you might also tie this in with your own additional tests. You might do flexibility tests for the thoracic spine, for the neck, for the shoulders. You might do strength tests for the mid-back, for the core. And from there, you could have a whole lot more data combined with some visual aids to help the client buy into. Maybe you're going to create a posture program. Maybe you're just going to add in some additional stretches and strength exercises between sets at the gym to help this client avoid pain injury. Or if you're a physio or chiro, maybe just want the client to buy into what might be some so-called boring pain prevention exercises or pain relief exercises. We know only about 20% of clients, or 10 to 20% of clients, do their actual homework from therapists. So maybe this can help them buy into that process more. The more they buy in, if you've got exercises or interventions that'll help them, then they're more likely to get better results. So anyone that you need to improve their posture, they're looking at imbalances, I would scan every single one of those people. Again, there's a relationship with things like, if the hips are too far forward, you're probably more likely to have an increased lumbar lordosis. Maybe that makes you get more lower back pain, hip impingement, increased hamstring strains. Again, you can use the posture analysis just to give that nudge, and then from there you could do some other tests and combine to give the client a more holistic picture of their posture. The posture's perfect if you want to take it into companies. So corporates love it, right? If you tie this in with maybe you're doing some worksite assessments and you're looking at how they're standing, how their desk is set up, and then you could tie it in with a pain and posture prevention workshop at their workplace. Again, if you can go into a workplace and teach their employees exercises or how to set up their desk, it's going to prevent pain discomfort, and then the client's less likely to be off work, they'll perform better at work, they'll enjoy work better. So again, you can create a product or service that will really benefit the client, but sometimes they just need that nudge, and telling someone they've got poor posture without visual evidence does not work. 4-point balance scales, if you want to generate a lead to then go on and look at, say, squat and deadlift analysis with a client, this is a nice nudge. In this example, you might be telling this person, well, let's look at your squats and deadlifts. Now, are you still pushing through your back left foot more than your right? And then you can educate them about trying to push a bit more evenly, or maybe you need to do some one leg strengthening in combination with your two leg compound movements. It's also ideal for worksite assessments. If someone's doing a lot of standing in their job, then you can just educate them not to always stand on one hip or one foot. The measurement section, I don't use a lot just for in terms of generating leads. However, if you did have a client that was doing rehab, then you're obviously trying to get, for example, if they had a knee surgery and they're finding out here there's a left thigh surgery and it's 1 centimeter less than the right, or if you've seen sort of more than 2 centimeters, then you can definitely educate your client around those imbalances, and maybe you're using it to on-sell a rehab program. Instead of them coming in once a week, maybe they need to see you twice a week. Maybe they need to do some extras, and or you have a package or product that can really benefit that muscle growth. So that's just an individual report and how I'd use some of the nudges. If you want to look at a comparison report, I think the comparison reports are great because they make those conversations they make conversations around those tough conversations easier. So it's ideal if you can spin the images around, and visually, if you can show a client on here, if you can show this to a client, numbers alone will do nothing, but if you can show them these 3D images, if you can even show them the overlay, these are perfect opportunities. You should be putting this all over your social media. You should be doing case studies on your website. Combine it with some real photos if you like. You should be combining the images with the graphs. So if you have a client that's done this well, and you can bring up graphs like this, like waist circumference, we know that for a male, a waist circumference under 95 centimeters will have significantly less cardiovascular disease and health risk. So again, you should be singing this from the rooftop if you have clients like this. And it's easy, just screenshot, get the client's permission, whether you use their name or make up a name, it's up to you. So yeah, it's really great positive reinforcement for the client. It's also a great marketing resource. Waist circumference, overlay images, and the 3D images are the ones that we tend to use the most when we're comparing. Of course, if a client's not going so well, so this guy, he's done pretty well. I'll just have a look at his body composition. So like if we look at body fat percentage over time on this client, you'll see that it was like very static over a few scans there over kind of a 18-month period. And I know this client, and they had a conversation with their trainers, and they said, hey, look, let's just try decreasing alcohol for a bit. And as soon as this guy decreased alcohol, then he's gone from 27 down to 21% body fat. So just decreasing alcohol over a few months itself and scanning more regularly enabled him to really improve his body fat percentage. He lost more weight. At the same time, this guy, when he did give up alcohol or less alcohol, his waist dropped significantly as well. So his visceral fat most likely decreased. Again, you should be singing from the rooftops. But if someone's not going so well, so he plateaued here, it's just a perfect opportunity not to be like, oh, your client can get angry, oh, I'm not doing well. But it's a perfect opportunity to sit down and have those conversations with clients. So if a client's going the wrong way, if you're seeing their waist or body fat percentage go up, it's nothing to be scared about. You'd have that conversation, sit down and say, hey, look, why don't we try doing 3 sessions of PT per week instead of 1? Why don't you try this extra supplement or nutrition pack instead of this? Why don't we try this body contouring treatment instead of this? Or if it's for a posture analysis, this particular client, you can do comparison posture reports. So his baseline, his current posture actually head was worse than his first. So it could be a conversation, are you doing your exercises? What can we do to make that easier for you? So this is where Fit3d provides that perfect opportunity to just have those tough conversations with clients. Another area that if you're doing rehab with clients, so you can go into the additional measurement section. So you go into the 3 horizontal line icon, top left, and click on scan history. And when you go into that, there will be an option for the client. If you just click on the client's 3D image, then you should be able to just bring up there in the bottom left, if you click on a 3D image, an option to download measurements. Now, I'll just go back to the results section, but if you then go through to the additional measurements section, bottom left is if you haven't been in the section before, it's more for clients that have had a few scans. So this is just looking at retention with clients. So if you've had a client that's had a few scans, first scan, bottom left, most recent scan, top left, there's a whole lot of metrics you can download. I've just highlighted a few. So we've got, for example, this is for rehab. If there's anyone doing lower limb rehab, you should be looking at the knee circumference, the thigh circumference 2 inches above the knee. This is where most muscle wasting occurs in the quadricep. So definitely worth having a look at there. In this particular example, every single time on the left leg, it was bigger than the right leg. So this person had actually broken their right leg, by the way. Another nice piece of data that I've highlighted, you can look at things like torso volume. So is your client mainly losing weight from their torso, or is it the same time? Remember, first scans down the bottom here, highlighted in gray, most recent ones at the top. Are they mainly losing it from their torso, or are they losing it all from their arms and legs? Ideally, you'd be wanting them to decrease their torso volume, because there'd be a strong relationship with that to visceral fat and cardiovascular disease risk. There's also a strong relationship to your torso volume and your body shape rating. So lower torso volume being an improved or more green body shape rating. If you've got a client that they come into you and their first goals are about weight loss and body fat percentage loss, etc., like this particular client, they're going to get to a stage where they plateau or where they're happy with their current body composition. And then they might be like, oh, well, I'm going to leave. I'm going to stop your nutrition, your supplement program. I'm going to stop your gym. I'm all good. However, it's a perfect opportunity. Like this particular client who lost lots from their torso, they went from 4.1 to 3.4 in their arms, they lost lots, like a kilogram from each leg. But the conversation next, for, in terms of retaining a client is, well, what do you want to achieve next? Do we want to look at symmetry? Maybe let's enter a bodybuilding competition. Maybe now we're going to try and grow your arms and legs. So this is a perfect section if you want to retain clients and just give them something else to work on. It's also perfect for the more analytical client who might want some additional data or goals to set. So it's just being aware of that process. Anyway, look, that's the main tips I've had just in terms of how to use your Fit3d body scan reporting to give clients a nudge. And I think it's worth sitting down with clients each time and sort of having your script ready in terms of how you're going to use the data and the images to on-sell your product or service. Because at the end of the day, your product or service is going to benefit your client. So yeah, don't be afraid to sell yourself. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email, peter@healthandfitnesstesting.nz. Otherwise, happy scanning.